Dear friends of Good Night, it is hard to believe that in just a little while we will, in Meretz Hashem, begin the last part of this Yom Tov of Sukkot, bringing to a close our Yamim Noraim experience. It seems like just yesterday, Chodesh Elul was just beginning, the first blast of the shofar awakening us to do tshuva, and then Baruch Hashem, a beautiful Rosh Hashanah, and Atzeres, tshuva, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, and it's like you feel like you have all the time in the world. And now we're coming to Shemini Atzeret, to Simchas Torah, to the end of this beautiful Yom Tov season, the beginning of Meretz Hashem, Parashas Bereshis. The Gemara talks about the power of Shemini Atzeret. The Gemara tries to understand what exactly is the nature of the Shemini Atzeret. Yom Tov of Sukkot has so many different karbanos, and yet we come to Shemini Atzeret as one karban, and there's no particular mitzvah. The mitzvah of lulav and esrog no longer applies. The mitzvah of sukkah no longer applies, even though in Chutz La'aretz, perhaps, again, we sit in the sukkah for different reasons, but the Iker Day of Shemini Atzeret doesn't have its own mitzvah, doesn't have its own unique avoda. And the Gemara explains that the entire essence of Shemini Atzeret is kasha alai predaschem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu Kiviyachol says to us, it has been so beautiful and so nice and so wonderful and so special to spend all of this time together, real time. You could spend time with someone and you could be, doing something else. You could be focused on something else, not on each other. So while it might be true that you're in proximity to that person, lav dafka, you're spending time with them. But the beauty of the Yom Noram is that it's quality time with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. There's time that we look into ourselves, there's time that we look into our lives, we do tshuva, and all of this is really for one purpose and one purpose only, which is to bring us closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. By the time we get to the end of this Yom Tov, the end of Sukkot, we're so close and we're so connected. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to us, I don't want you to leave. Kash alai predaschem, I don't want you to go anywhere. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Ikvuli ol yom echad, stay with me one more day. And so Shemini Atzeret doesn't have any unique particular mitzvah. Shemini Atzeret doesn't have any particular unique or special sacrificial rite or ritual. But Shemini Atzeret is just about spending a little bit more time together. Kasha alai predaschem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I don't want you to leave me. I know that comes Matzei Shabbos Bereshis, the world kind of kicks up into high gear. We get back to work. Our regular schedules resume. There's no break. There's no break in the schedule of everyday life until Hanukkah time. Baruch Hu says, stay one more day. Kash alai predaschem. It's difficult for me to see you leave. And I think on this Shemini Atzeret, that phrase takes on a different meaning as well. Kash alai predaschem. It is difficult for us to separate. You see, dear friends, just a year ago, October 7th, Shmini Atzeret, Simchas Torah, Tafshin Pei Dalet 5784. We witnessed a massacre. We witnessed the most terrible and horrific and unspeakable brutality against our brothers and sisters, men, women, and children. And it's hard to believe that a year has gone by. And I think the sentiment that so many of us feel is kasha alai predaschem. It's hard for me to separate from my brothers and sisters. There are gaping wounds, open wounds, holes in the heart of Klal Yisrael. How many have we lost? How many did we lose on October 7th? And how many have we lost in the war over the course of the last year? Babies, children, mothers, fathers, men, women, soldiers, precious neshamas, each of them. And so, we're a year into this, and you would think that over the course of a year, perhaps we've wrapped our head around this a little bit more. Perhaps we've become a little bit more accepting of this new reality. But the truth is, those words, Kash alai predaschem, I say to every single one of my brothers and sisters, those beautiful neshamas that were taken from us a year ago, last Simchas Torah, and over the course of this year, Kash alai predaschem. It's hard not to have you in the world. It's hard to be separated from you. And of course, we know that those beautiful neshamas are on the highest of high. They were killed al Kiddush Hashem, killed for the crime of being Jewish. Those neshamas ascend to the highest levels of Shamayim. They don't even need us to do anything for them, because their neshamas ascended literally again to the Kodesh Kadashim, me'achori ha'pargo, to behind the curtain, literally again, right with the Shechina. But it's kasha alai predaschem. I miss you. I miss you, my brothers and sisters. And you might think to yourself, that's crazy. How can you miss someone that you don't even know? The only person who would ask a question like that is someone who doesn't understand the nature of the bond of Am Yisrael. You don't have to know another Jew to love them. And you don't have to know another Jew in order to miss them. This year, those words, Kash alai predaschem, it is difficult to be separated from you, is not only what HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to us to get us to stay one more day on Shmini Atzeret Simchas Torah, but it's what we say to the beautiful neshamas that were so brutally taken from us a year ago and over the course of this last year. We miss you. Kash alai predaschem. We miss you terribly. And we feel so heartbroken over the tens of thousands of lives that have changed in irreversible ways, whether it's those who have suffered injuries that will never fully heal, physical injuries, emotional injuries, the families who are forced to move forward without a loved one. Kasha alai predaschem. We miss you. It's difficult to be separated from you, beautiful brothers and sisters. Even though a year has gone by, we feel this aching void inside of us. That space that you used to occupy, that space where you used to live, it's open and it's empty. Kasha alai predaschem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want us to leave. We don't really want each other to leave. But we said goodbye to so many over the course of this year, and for them we long. And it is them that we miss. And it is for them that we daven for Mashiach each and every day, so that we should have Tchias HaMesim and everyone should be together again. But it is important for us to remember that as we enter into this Yom Tov, people are trying to figure out, what should we do this year, Simchas Torah? What should we do? How should we celebrate? Dear friends, it is not a shayla. There's no question. How do we celebrate? With greater fervor and greater joy and greater intensity. We don't mute our celebrations. We don't mute Simchas Torah. We sing louder and we dance harder. And maybe the avoda is that when you're dancing in those circles on Simchas Torah, just hold the hand of the person next to you a little bit tighter. And just, if you have the schus to hold the Torah during the hakafa, just squeeze it a little bit longer. We just have to hold each other a little tighter. Hold each other a little bit longer. Dance with more kavana. Sing until our voices give out. The answer to the events of Simchas Torah, Tafshin Pei Dalet 5784, is not to mute our celebration of Simchas Torah, Tafshin Pei 5785, Fakir, just the opposite. Stronger, louder, with more simcha, with more intensity. Dancing until our feet can no longer support us. And singing until we have no voice left to sing with. Dear friends, that is our avodah. So David HaMelech tells us in Tehillim, Hazorim bedima berina yiktzoru. Literally, those who sow the field with their tears, berina yiktzoru, will harvest with song. The earth has been soaked with our tears over the course of this year. And now it is time to come to Simchas Torah, berina yiktzoru, and to celebrate the Achdus, and to celebrate the Aliyah, and to celebrate the strength and resolve of our people. That nothing could take the wind out of the sails of Am Yisrael, and nothing could ever defeat us. And while it's true that yes, the events of last Simchas Torah humbled us, and maybe even for a little while brought us to our knees, we didn't stay there long. We got back up. We got back up, roaring like a lion. Strong, confident, optimistic, ready to avenge the blood of our brothers and sisters, ready to take revenge upon those who seek our destruction, and will continue to do so until we rid the world of this scourge of evil, but filled with confidence, filled with simcha, and filled with a tremendous sense of pride in who and what we are. So this will be a yontiv of Kashalai Predaschem. HaKadosh Baruch Hu says to us, stay one more day because I miss you. And we say to our brothers and sisters we have lost over the course of this last year, Kashalai Predaschem, we miss you so much, but we will not sit on the floor and weep. That's Tisha B'Av, we did that. We will dance with all of our heart, sing with all of our koach, hold each other tighter, and keep doing what we know how to do best, which is fill ourselves, our families, our community, and our people with hope, optimism, and belief in a beautiful vision for our future. In the zechus of the incredible simcha that we are going to experience over the course of this Simchas Torah, may we zochem Yirtzeh Hashem that all of our hostages should come home b'shalom and b'karaf, that our precious soldiers who are fighting Am Yisrael's wars on multiple fronts should be successful b'chol ma'aseh yadehem, and in the zechus of the simcha that has been watering the field with our tears, we should be zocha to the ultimate rino yiktzoru. We should be zocha Yirtzeh to the ultimate harvest with song, the harvest of Mashiach, the harvest of Geula, the harvest of our people's redemption, the rebuilding of Yerushalayim, the rebuilding of the third Beis HaMikdash Mehira B'Yameinu. Amen. With best wishes for a beautiful and uplifting Simchas Torah and a magical and holy Shabbos Bereshis.